Okay, this video is being specially made for Josh. Josh, I am making this on your request. I'm asking that you don't show this to anybody. Obviously, it's late at night. I am not outside like it should be, but I'm only going to be running this for a very short period of time just to show you that you can hit resonance with this thing very easily. This is distilled water. This is my jug of distilled water that I got at the local Sunmart grocery store, and here is the original setup that I had when I made all the other videos. This doesn't have any stainless steel wire on it. This is the 800 volt MOSFET. This is the rest of the pulse width module, the PWM, and it has, where am I set to? I'm set to the two smallest capacitors. You see this wire right here is set to the smallest capacitor on this side, and this wire right here, you're going to have trouble seeing it, but is also set to the smallest capacitor. Oh gosh, this phone sucks. Okay, well anyway, so my pulse width modulator is going. I can even turn that off if you want here. Everything's off. So everything's off. You can see everything's off there. I usually start by turning this up to, this light turns on when it needs a little current. So you turn that up, and then I usually start around 5.56. Whatever, and then you can see it, and there it is. Now all of these dials are turned all the way down. They're all turned down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just increase each of them to the point where, well, actually these top two, it just depends on the way you have it set up, but these top two are going to increase the lower frequency and the lower duty cycle, and then now it's not working for me. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, it was just too high of a... There we go. There we go. And this one, okay, this is what I wanted. And then this is about like this. So this gives us what it looks like with all of them running, and it's set to about 0.5. Oh God, camera, get a new camera. It's set to 0.5 milliseconds on the divisions. That's what I have it set to. Now I'm going to turn on the coil. So I start cranking this up. And right now, I have the hot and the ground connected to one pipe. In fact, I'll move that over here so it's easier to see. And we can start cranking them up and adding more pipes. But I'm just going to start with one pipe, and I crank it up to, well, about 10, and now I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to start slowly increasing it from 10 up to 30. And you see that bottom start to creep up a little bit, and then I add a little current until the light turns off, and you can see that that it's actually on 10x right now, so I'm going to turn it back to 1x. There. So there's our shark fin, as you say. And now I'm going to try to move them together. I'm going to try to get it so when it comes down, it starts going right back up again. So I want to remove as much of that 0 line as possible. So let's do that with the third dial. And you see how it starts doing that? That's actually a good thing. That's when you know you're hitting some sort of a resonant point, because when that happens, then just turn the dial up when it starts repeating like that. You see what it does? Look at that. They all start lining up. When it's more than one signal, they start lining up. And that's kind of what you're looking for. And again, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on a digital scope. That's why I'm encouraging people to use analog scopes for this. But you can see how you see all these lines here? There's like a whole bunch of them going down at the same time. And we can keep increasing it here. But I'm trying to make it so the point is at its highest point. Like there. And that was the one we were playing with before. That was the third one. And I'm trying to make it so the top, we should probably get this one out of the way. We'll get the signal out of the way just so I can show you what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm trying to make it so once it hits a point, it doesn't crop off there. Just once it hits a point, then it's gonna drop off. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to manipulate that waveform to look as I want it to look. Oh, and then it goes way up. Oh, that's way too much. Because that starts affecting how my power supply reacts. And at that point, then I have to put it back on 10x. And then you can creep in a little closer. But, oh God, no focus whatsoever on this thing. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm getting at here, and see how there's different characteristics, and it dropped the voltage down to 14 instead of 30. So now if you play with the knobs again and get it back to where it was, then it goes back up. And you hear it clicking around and stuff, and it just has to do with the different transistors and the different capacitors inside this power supply. But I don't know exactly why it does it at certain points. And it's been going the whole time, It's been going. So you can do it with one, or here we'll move the hot over to two over. And then we'll see how many start going. I got a flashlight here. And then 2 of them are going kind of. I'll move it over again. It actually seems to work better for some reason when I put the ground on the top and the red on the bottom, or hot on the bottom. We'll see how many we can get going here. And the more you seem to put in there, the less it works, unless you're playing with a much higher voltage. So I noticed that. So now there's 4 pipes going. This light is so bright it's hard to see, but you see that? And they're all tied together. I mean, I got the whole thing tied together. So there's, you know, to try to come up with some sort of pattern of how this thing is working, it isn't that easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all. I'm just saying that it is an interesting effect. I'm turning it up to 0.57. It's a little over half an amp. I'll start trying to hit a resonant point again. Right. For whatever reason, it's getting kind of messy. It's not looking as clean as it was. See, for whatever reason. And see, there's kind of resonance right there. It's all choppy and stuff, but they're all going up. And there's multiple, well, if I move it down, I'll show you. You see? There's a whole bunch of them there. So they're all lining up. And that's why you can get those extra pulses in the middle, because they're actually, it's kind of like a what do you call it, a composite signal. It's a bunch of these adding up together, kind of. Anyway, sorry about the choppiness on the camera. I'd like to show you more. Maybe we can get together sometime, but oh, that's all messy. But we can turn it down again. We'll turn it all the way down. Crank it all the way down like so. And start from 0 again. And I'm just simply trying to get the peaks as high as I possibly can, and at the same time line them up just right to make the sawtooth. And it's simply just a matter of manipulating these things. And you can probably hear, well, it's hard to see. Oh, let's see. See, that's where they're composite. That's where they're filling in, right? Like that. That's kind of what I'm trying to show people. And we'll go back out. Boy, that's really rugged on top of those. And it's probably just because it's crossing so many. Oh, there we go. Here's something better. I don't know. I'm starting to lose it, and it might just simply be because, you know, the water starts filling up with that rust, you know, and then and so after a while it does, you know, you do lose some of what you were looking for, but so it doesn't act the same throughout the entire process. You can sit here for half an hour and see things that you didn't see when you first started playing with it. So there you go. I'll send this off to you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.